This is Texans TV.
It's Texans Playbook time, and my name's Drew Dougherty. I'm your host. We've got a fantastic show for you today because we're going to huddle against hunger. We're going to break out our whetstone and sharpen up the iron, and we will hear from the Executive Vice President and General Manager, Nick Caserio. But we begin with a conversation between DeMeco Ryans, the head coach, and Mark Vandermeer, voice of the Houston Texans, and John Harris, team analyst and radio sideline reporter. They talked a little bit about the Minnesota game, about the week ahead with Jacksonville, and a whole lot more.
And here we are with head coach DeMeco Ryans. Coach, great to see you.
Hey, great to see you guys.
Well, we're excited about Jacksonville week 4. No, we have to talk about Minnesota, of course. How hard is it for you and the staff to drill down on what didn't go right against the Vikings, yet get everybody excited for the Jaguars' big challenge on Sunday?
Yeah, we take Monday to just hit it hard. So we take it all in, look at all the plays, and see. First thing first is I'm watching the film with coaches. I go through and it's like, okay, did we give the guys this rep in practice? How are we saying it? Well, if it's not right, like as coaches, we got to fix it. First off, fix the communication, how we're saying it, and also make sure the players understand it and what we want to get done, we have to see it get done.
I always used to think this way as a coach, and I used to hear my dad talk about this too. Like, hey, if we lose, I'm the one you blame. Why do you feel that way?
Yeah, I feel that way first and foremost because, this team is representative of me. And it's however we look, whatever we put out there, it all comes back to me. I'm responsible for it all. So we didn't play good, all 3 phases. We didn't play good. There were miscues, mistakes, missed opportunities all throughout the game. So I look at myself first and foremost, right? And I look at myself hard. I'm hard on myself in that regard of, man, what could I have done differently to make sure our guys were ready to go and they were on the details of what we were asking them to do.
Coach, how important is it for the players to keep each other accountable as far as policing themselves? Is that the ideal as they mature? You have a lot of young players still.
Yeah, that is the idea. You want guys to have that ownership first and foremost, but also you want guys to hold each other accountable. Like, hey man, like, okay, we should be here on this play. Hey, this is the communication we need to be. Hey, you should make that play. Like, you want guys kind of also uplifting each other at the same time, but also just keeping it real and telling the truth. When, hey, you're supposed to make a play, you got to make that play.
Coach, one of the things that's always said about watching a film is it's never as good as you think it is, but it's never as bad as you think it is. And I know yesterday as we all left, we all felt like, oh, man, when we turn this film on, it's going to be, but as you went through there, did you start seeing some things that, hey, these are some things to build off of? These are some things that had we done, maybe the game turns a different way. Did you kind of have that thought of not as bad as you thought, but not as good as you thought?
That's definitely what I saw watching the tape, and that's almost every game. You win some games and you think it was so many great plays, and it's not as always good as you think, not as always bad as you think. And when I went back and watched our game on yesterday, and first offensively, when we protected it, like, man, we were able to create some big-time plays, right? And some of those big plays were negated by penalties, but I also see the good in it. Like, hey, we were able to hit some explosives across the middle of the field. Not only one, but we hit several. And we were able to create some drives and got moving, and then we just ended up backing ourselves up with the penalties. But the positive for me, so I told our guys, we can move the football against anybody, right? But it's just us getting out of our own way. Defensively, some of the positives for us, we got them in a lot of good third down situations, and that should be in our advantage. And, we were around the quarterback a lot. Like, they ended up winning. Our red zone wasn't good enough. But I feel like we were where we should be in coverage. Like, guys were on, and now let's just make that play. Right. So the good in it, we're on guys, we're sticky. Let's just make the play. So a lot of positives to pull from this game.
Well, we know you want to eliminate the pre-snap stuff or cut down on it as much as possible. A lot of questions coming our way about it. What can you tell the listeners, viewers, about that part of the game? Is it noise? Is it communication? What is it, Coach?
First, let's start with the biggest thing everybody's talking about is the alignment piece. Like, we have to align better. Our tackles have to align off of our guards, right? If we align on our guards, then we'll be in a good spot. Where the refs are going to throw the flag is if you're clearly behind the center, then it's easy for the refs to see. So we just got to move up from the tackle position, and we can handle that. Sometimes the noise plays a factor in it when we're trying to go on a silent cadence. right? And CJ may see that the clock is winding down and trying to get Juice to snap the ball, but Juice is trying to figure out an ID protections to make sure he has everybody going in the right place. And sometimes he's trying to get it right and he's not seeing the play, and so CJ's trying to speed him up. So sometimes that's the pre-snap, where noise does affect you, and you're trying to get the communication right. So it's not from ill will. We're trying to get the communication right so we can be on the right people and protect, but there's also we got to go quicker, right? And from that perspective, I know our guys will learn from that. We got to be better on the road with the silent cadence.
Coach, I think something that's been consistent throughout the first 3 games is your physicality up front on defense in particular. That there's a lot of defeating of blocks. There's a lot of guys really swarming the football, being physical up front. At the end of the game, maybe they've been out there for a little too long than they should, longer than it should have been. But what have you thought about that part of it, your defensive front and front 7, front 6, linebackers, et cetera, and how physical they're playing?
Yeah, our first 2 weeks, we played the run game really well because our guys up front played really well. They knocked back, they attacked. We tackle well, at the second level. I think this game here we gave up, a 100-yard rusher because our interior D tackles did not play good enough for us to win. Instead of attacking, we were kind of swimming and playing outside, creating large running lanes on the inside. And so those second-level defenders, the backs, were on them much faster than they've been the first 2 weeks. So we play better with the interior D tackles. I think we'll play better in the run game, but it'll always start up front. We really want to knock back the offensive line, make the back check his feet so our guys can't swarm on the second level.
There's always something magical and special about playing in the division because you know each other so well.
It is. You know the teams very well, playing them twice a year. You study them a lot. It's just everybody knows what everybody's going to do, right? And you know the staples of both sides. They know what we're going to do. We know what they're going to do. But then it's just that chess match of, what wrinkle are they going to throw this time? Because last time we played this coverage and they tried to hit us here, or we showed this look. So it's a lot of chess matches going on. But at the end of the day, every time you play division opponents, it always goes back to everybody's going to do their bread and butter and see who can make the plays they need to make to win the game.
Coach Travis Etienne, running back Tank Bigsby has given them some. They've really kind of bolstered with Bigsby, adding to Etienne. It's a pretty good running game, but also there's Trevor Lawrence. I know you haven't gotten all the way into the film, but we'll also get a chance to watch him tonight. Just kind of your initial thoughts about offensively from them, what you see.
Yeah, offensively, as you said, they try to keep everything, whether it's run, quick game, screens, they try to keep everything very tight and manageable and allow their playmakers to make plays. And then they'll have some schemed up looks where they'll try to take some shots down the field. I think that's why they added, the receiver from LSU. They added him to their team. Brian Thomas, he's an explosive, deep threat guy, big speed, big guy, speed. Like he can take the top off, right? So we have to be aware of him. But for Doug, I think he just wants to manage the game, right? Be efficient with running the ball, right? Hit you with a couple screens, keep it very manageable for Trevor Lawrence. So you just have to play guys tight, and you have to tackle really well versus this team.
Has Peterson changed a lot from Philadelphia? Is it the same kind of thing, just with different people, so it looks a little bit different?
Yeah, it is. It is pretty much the same. Like, conceptually, it's some of the same things he's done, different people in different spaces. But I think, again, he always likes to have a very versatile tight end. So having a tight end there has been a very big part of their game plan as well. So it's just, you got to be on these guys, right? If you're on them and you force them to drive the field, and that hasn't changed from his days in Philly.
Coach, I always think about this when I'm watching games on Saturdays, college games, and I see something like, ooh, I like that. I would like to put that in my offense, or I'd like to put that scheme in my defense. Do you do that sometimes where you're watching a game and you're like, boy, I like that. I don't know if it fits for us, but you kind of draw something on a napkin and maybe try to adjust it to make it fit for you? Or do you just, I like what we do, maybe there's some other wrinkles, but if I see something that's kind of crazy and wild and I don't know if it's going to fit, I don't know if I want to run that. Do you kind of back of the napkin those things as you're watching games sometimes?
Yeah, I do. I think my mind is just always right spinning on when I see different looks, especially when it comes to pressures.
Sure.
The third down pressures. When I see something that was pretty cool and it worked, I'm always drawing it up. Yeah. So, like, man, how can we implement this? Right. How can we word it to make it make sense to our guys? So always looking to evolve and get better. That's when you watch so much film and you see so many different things, you want to do things that you've seen work on film.
After the break, more of Texans Playbook. It's General Manager Nick Caserio on Texans Radio.
Texans Playbook is sponsored by Community Coffee, strong as our roots, by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans, and by your Houston area Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
General Manager, Executive Vice President Nick Caserio recently caught up with Mark Vandermeer and John Harris in Texans Radio Land, and those three had a nice discussion.
With us now, Executive Vice President and General Manager Nick Caserio. Nick, great to see you.
Fellas, good to be here.
I know a tough loss against Minnesota, but a big week with Jacksonville coming up right back into the division. What's it going to take to bounce back for the team? I know everybody's getting through it.
Yeah, this is a week-to-week endeavor in this league. That's what this is about. So what we have to do is just focus on this week. Can't really change what happened against Minnesota. We didn't play our best football. Another opportunity for us here this week. Jacksonville in the division, coming into our place. They came in here last year and beat us there late in the year. So good football team. Didn't play that well the other night, but, I mean, the league is about just flipping a page and moving on to the next opportunity. So we have a lot of experience against this team and against his coaching staff in some respects. We'll talk about that a little bit later here. But just got to play better football and just be consistent and do the things that are conducive to winning.
Nick, I think along those lines, I always think about this. Well, you turn a page and you go on to next week. But easier said than done. What's kind of the biggest thing that goes into, all right, let's turn the page? Is it watching the film, being done with it, moving on, not elaborating on things? How do you kind of go about turning the page to get to next week?
Yeah, it's really just going through your process. It's probably not as hard as people think it is. So regardless of what happens in the game that particular day, you're either going to be excited for what happened or you're going to be a little bit distraught that you didn't play well and didn't go your way. So that's the way this league is. You're probably going to lose by and large. Everybody's going to probably lose 5, 6, 7 games at some point. I mean, that's look at the records last year. So just figure out what you didn't do well. Is it correctable? Is it fixable? Are there things that we can implement to try to improve those things? Then you have to look at the opponent and focus on what they do well, the challenges that they provide on each side of the ball, and be prepared for those, because that's what the main focus is for that particular week.
One thing that stands out to me is how much you fight all year long for the fine line moments to occur, and they didn't in that game. Tip ball doesn't go your way, holding penalty, kickoff out of bounds, near pick doesn't happen, those kinds of things.
It's the way it goes. Sometimes the ball bounces a certain way. So, I mean, just the first drive on both sides of the ball are the harbinger of things to come over the course of the game. So, first play of the game, you get a penalty. Second play of the game, you get a tip pass, and they have the ball in a short field. Can't get a stop on third down. Scramble play, it's 7-0, missed field goal. They go out and score, it's 14-0 before you have a cup of coffee. So just the way it goes sometimes. But you just have to play the next play, just kind of keep moving, and then put yourself in a position. In the end, we just couldn't make enough plays that were conducive to winning.
Nick, with a team like the Vikings, you see them every 4 years. Obviously, they had a few guys that we do remember and have been here, so we do them. But now you face the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think the process is any different, but the fact that it is a division team that you know so intimately well, maybe it doesn't change the preparation, but does it help in a sense that you know Josh Hines-Allen, you know Trayvon Walker, you know the players, Trevor Lawrence on the other side?
Yeah, you're familiar probably from a personnel standpoint with their strengths and weaknesses. What you have to do is figure out how are they deploying those players for that particular season. The defensive side of the ball have a new coordinator. They made some modifications and changes. So still have the same player, the things that he does well. How are they using him within that scheme? And the same thing offensively. They've acquired some new players. How are they going to incorporate them into the offense? They have some holdovers, some carryovers. So it's more from a personnel familiarity standpoint. You know who the players are, understand who the new players are, then just figure out how they're being utilized within the scheme for this season.
Big topic this week about the penalties that occurred in the Minnesota game and cleaning that up. We talked to Coach about it a little bit. What does that take when you look at false starts, when you look at some of the lining up difficulties?
Yeah, it just takes a little focus and discipline and just correcting the things that are controllable. So, the last 2 games we've had, 22, 23 penalties, whatever it is. It just puts you in positions where you're trying to make up lost yardage. So try to mitigate those, try to eliminate them as best you can, but it just takes some focus, discipline, purpose, and just go out there and do your job the right way.
All right, I really don't want to talk about Minnesota anymore. I don't want to talk about, we got to fix penalties. Okay, we'll do that this week. Let's do all that. But let's talk about this Jacksonville Jaguars team. We saw them on Monday night. Did not have a great night against the Buffalo Bills. But last time we saw them, they beat us in this building. Trevor looked really good against us, and they went home with a 24-21 win. How do we avoid that, Nick? What do you see with the Jaguars? What's the scouting report?
Yeah, sure. In some respects, that game wasn't too dissimilar to the Minnesota game. We were down 10-0 early in the game, and then we were kind of playing catch-up. But Pretty well-established program. Doug and Trent have put together a good team. When you look at their team, I'd say it's a big, long, physical team, and they have some explosive players on both sides of the ball. Really, where the most changes have taken place is defensively. Hired Ryan Nielsen, who was a coordinator in Atlanta, who we saw last year as a part of their staff, and they played us pretty tough there defensively last year. So between Nielsen and Chris Richard, who they worked together in New Orleans, so there's some continuity amongst the defensive staff. But everything starts with the front. They talked about it. You watch them play. That's where it starts. I mean, 2 bookends on the edge. I think combined they had 27 and change sacks last year. So really productive players. Hines Allen is as good of an edge rusher as in the league, and he's skilled and he plays with a very high motor. So him and Walker on the edges. And then inside, you have a bunch of big bodies in there. They signed Armstead after he was released there by San Francisco. Trent actually was involved in drafting him back in San Francisco. So, and Robertson Harris, who's big, long. Hamilton, he was in and out last year. So, big, strong front. The 2 linebackers are as productive as any 2 in the league. Olakon led the league in tackles, or is among the league leaders in tackles. Tough, fast, instinctive. And Lloyd is just continually to get better over the course of the season. Where they really had the most changes in the secondary. When you look at their secondary, who we played against last year, a lot of those guys aren't even here. Really, the main holdover is Cisco, right? So Cisco comes back, good young player, signed Savage in free agency, was in Green Bay, is really playing a nickel. Antonio Johnson, a Texas A&M kid, is kind of was a third safety. He's kind of moved into the starting safety role. Now, Campbell got hurt there a week or 2 ago, but really good corner. So between Monteric Brown and then Darby. So Darby was in Baltimore last year, signed Darby in free agency. They've had some other injuries take place here. We'll see kind of how they came out the game last night. But defensively, they're big, they're long, they're explosive, and they put a lot of stress on you at the front. And offensively, the skill group for the most part is intact. Trevor signed the extension in the offseason. A key part of their offense, who hadn't played the last couple of games, is Ingram. So if he plays, he's obviously going to be a focal point. Right. I mean, he had almost 100 catches last year. Was a highly targeted player. 2 good backs, Etienne and Bigsby. Etienne's a very versatile back. Made a couple changes on the offensive line. Signed Morrison for agency, who's in Buffalo, who's in Kansas City prior to that. Ezra Cleveland, who they actually traded for midseason last year, is kind of a backup rotational player, inserted him into the lineup. So good offensive line. Signed Duvernay to give him some flexibility as a returner, offensive player, good with the ball in his hand. Drafted Brian Thomas, who's big and fast and explosive from LSU. And they added Gabe Davis, who's been a consistently productive player. So they're a talented team. So their record is what their record is. Our expectation is that they're going to come in here and be ready to play. They have a good coaching staff, well coached in the kicking game as well, Heath Farwell. So we understand the challenges that are in front of us. We just have to do a good job with our preparation here this week, getting ready to play against a good Jacksonville team.
With Trevor, I know it's not going as well as they wanted to right now, but we've seen him at his best, and that's the Trevor you have to prepare for, right?
Yeah, he's an accurate thrower. He's big, and he can create plays with the legs. I want to say against Cleveland, the longest run they had in a game was a scramble, red area scramble that he had, 25, 30 yards to put him in a scoring position. So big, strong guy, has a lot of experience in the system, worked with coach, with Doug and Press now for a number of years. So when he gets on and gets going there, he can get on rhythm and present some problems and complete a lot of passes. And I think the big thing is just kind of keeping the ball in front of us, not letting them create the big plays, which they want to do offensively.
Coming up, Iron Sharpens Iron, Episode 3. It's all after the break on Texans Playbook. We're back here on Texans Playbook, and so much goes into getting ready for a football game. Not just the players and practice and all that, but also the equipment. The equipment staff was under the spotlight for a little bit of this Iron Sharpens Iron episode that recently aired.
Henry just talked to us about DeMeco setting a standard, and then the players grabbing it and kind of setting their own standard. How have you seen that kind of evolve in terms of the daily work that it takes for you guys to reach the goals that you have?
We started that back in the beginning of training camp with all the expectations, all the outside noise. It's all about just working, and that was our motto, is just work. DeMeco set that standard. As players, we have to hold each other accountable and just keep working towards our goals, and knowing that if we work hard enough and we own our details and own the little things in our jobs, that will be hard to beat.
day, baby. Too, brother.
Yeah, we're really excited about this week, excited to prepare for the Colts, big-time matchup for us. Had a really good day of work today, our first one, prepping for the Colts, so excited about, all of our guys out there, available, working, excited about the work that we put in today.
Very excited because it is a great challenge and it is a divisional game. We know what happened there last year, and that's over with now. We have to move on because we know they're going to be very highly motivated. We're able to, execute at a high level in that type of environment because it's going to be rocking. And, we're excited for that challenge. And, I think they are too, so it's going to be a great matchup to watch.
Nico is a playmaker, so you just have to get Nico the ball in any way, shape, or fashion. Just find a way to get him the ball and just to see how explosive and how dynamic he is when he touches the football, right? He made some big plays for us last year, expecting the same this year.
I'm really just thanking God that I have the opportunity to be in Houston with this great organization, this great team, to be able to, have brothers like I do day in and day out to lean on. So, I hope they know they can lean on me on and off the field through anything. So, all right, man. Have a good one.
When I get a helmet, I start first by spraying it with this stuff called Clear Gear that we use to disinfect it. And then I wipe it out just to kind of clean the helmet, make it smell good, kill the bacteria in there. And then I go around and I check the hardware on the helmet to make sure everything's intact and safe and good to go. Take the face mask off, clean in the little crevices, and then I go around and I spray a rag with some rubbing alcohol, and I clean the outside of the helmet and just get all the little dirt, sweat, little nicks on there that are visible. If a decal needs to be changed, if there's any type of scratch or cut or gouge in the decal, I'm gonna peel it off and put a new one on. Make sure that they have all the right decals on the back, that they're intact and look good.
Typical day in the equipment room here. We arrive an hour before the training room is open to reset our operation. The equipment staff is comprised of 6 individuals that ensure we are ready on a daily basis, weekly basis for games and or practice. We get to a road city, we're unloading the locker room. Our first order of business, unpack player bags, cleats, shoulder pads, helmets, gloves, thigh knee pads, specialty braces, whatever it may be. Once we get those items unloaded into the players' lockers, set up, looking nice, we move on to their uniforms. And at that point, I walk through and do a final check on all the items we unpacked. Helmets, shoulder pads, cleats, ensure jerseys are all accounted for, and we call it a night.
Scouting report on the Indianapolis Colts, Nick.
Yeah, really good football team. The term that kind of stands out when you read about them, when you watch them, when you study them is explosive. Shane does as good a job as any offensive coach in the league, no question about it. Defensive side of the ball, everything starts with the front. I mean, this is as good of a front we're probably going to see here all season, just collectively top to bottom. So this is an explosive team that is capable of affecting the game on either side of the ball. On the road, in-division opponent, good football team, hostile environment. Most important thing is going to be our preparation. Make sure we're doing the right things that are conducive to winning. Make sure we have a good week of preparation. Everything gets heightened because of the opener, week 1 in the NFL. There's always a lot of uncertainty, but in the end, it's going to come down to good execution and who makes the winning plays when it matters most.
We have a manifest of every trunk that is packed on the plane, is packed on the trucks. Even this week, preparing for Indianapolis, we know exactly what's on that truck. So that by the time it comes to Saturday, we're preparing for the truck going to the planes. We know what we need to bring. It's just gonna be player bags. It's gonna be whatever other trunks we have. And we have a list that goes through everything that we pack down to the T.
Welcome to the 2024 NFL regular season. The most anticipated season in Texans history is here. It's week 1, and today the Texans are in Indianapolis to take on the Indianapolis Colts.
The division game, it's the atmosphere, and knowing just how important that game is just leading into it. You know, I feel like it's just the anxiety that everybody has on both sides, you know, us, even Indy, you know. Just something about that game just feels so big. I feel like for me, just going out there and just doing what I do most, you know, just playing the game I've been playing my entire life.
Yeah! Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Coming up, more Iron Sharpens Iron after the break. We're back here on Texans Playbook, and we've been having so much fun this season with the Iron Sharpens Iron series that's debuted. It started back in August. So here's a little bit more of the most recent Iron Sharpens Iron video.
Naimi gets the sign from the officials, and we are ready to rock in Indy. Here's CJ in the pocket. CJ under pressure. CJ stepping up away from it. Now he's going to run 50 and dives across the 45. He dove for the first down. Fairbairn with a 51-yard attempt. Plenty of distance, and it's good. Richardson fakes the give. Here's a little pressure. He slips down. Now he guns it long downfield and caught. Pierce, touchdown. A bomb to take the lead. Here we go. 3rd and 6 from the Colts 34. Richardson shotgun has the snap. Now he's going to go down. Mario Edwards sacks Anthony Richardson on 3rd down. Fakes the give. CJ looking. CJ guns long down the left side. Nico Collins down there, and he's got the catch inside the 15 down to the 12. Big play to Collins.
Reminiscent of last year.
You know, I feel like just going out there and just take advantage of every opportunity that I have. You know, just making plays and just having fun. You know, I feel like you just feel the energy, you know, seeing your teammates, you know, just, you know, enjoy your success, you know, see your success, you know, just jumping up and down, you know, seeing you make plays.
That's what I'm talking about, boy. I got you.
Great job. You know, I feel like that feeling is no better feeling, you know, so I feel like, man, just continue to be me and just have fun, you know, so that's what I'm doing right now.
CJ takes the snap, throws right side, caught, Diggs into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Stroud to Stephon.
Welcome to Houston, Joe.
Richardson to throw. He's got time. He throws to his left. Intercepted inside the 10-yard line. Kalen Bullock with the pick, and the Texans have the rock.
Yeah! Let's go!
They're waiting the snap from John Weeks. Tommy needs a good one, and it's blocked. It is blocked, and this is a game changer right here. 1st and goal at the 5. Handoff Taylor up the middle. He walks in. And just like that.
Let go. I need you. Come on. Right here, all right? This time there. This is what we turn the up at, all right? Come on. This is what we like. Take it to school, baby. This is what we like. Come on.
CJ out of the gun. Hands off to Mixon. Running to the left. Looking for the corner. And tripped up at the 44-yard line. Does CJ have time? A bit. Now he's flushed out to the right. Stroud scrambling, looking for somebody to get open. Throws back across his body. And he hits Nico Collins, who dives down to the 36-yard line. CJ with the toss to Mixon, running left. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon. 3-yard TD run.
Dude's a dog. You know, he's a playmaker, man. That dude's been making plays in this league for a long time. Joe being a physical back that he is, man, he's getting no extra yards for us, moving the sticks. You know, I feel like for him, man, he just continue to be him, man, and just keep spinning how he spin.
And Richardson in the gun. Richardson fakes the give. Steps to his right, throws downfield, and caught by Doolin. He's on the move. 20 left side, 15, 10, and he's in the end zone. Wow. 4th and goal at the 2. Stroud in the gun, Mixon to his left. Here's the snap. CJ stepping to his left, throws to the end zone, caught, Diggs, touchdown number 2. It's a beauty, and the Texans are about to go up 2 scores again.
Let's get it, boy. Proud of you, dog. Proud of you, boy.
Man, dude, balling, making plays, you know, doing what he do. You know, I'm glad my dog's here with me. I'm glad he get to, you know, go out here and make plays. You know, I'm glad he touched paint. score a touchdown twice, man. You know, it's no better feeling than that. Dude been balling for a minute, you know. So, man, just happy for his success, man. So we can continue to build, continue to, you know, make each other better, and continue to shine.
From the Colts 27, empty backfield, Richardson out of the gun. He's got time to survey the field, and he chucks it long downfield and caught at the 15-yard line. How? They're in the red zone just like that on 3rd and 15. Richardson gets the snap on 4th down. Richardson running. Richardson, is he going to make it? He does. Just gets across the goal line. He got his nose down and got across with 2:14 to go. Cuts the lead to 3.
Who said it was going to be easy?
Nobody in these headsets. 3rd down and 11.
It was long. You know, we knew we needed to remove them sticks, you know, for us to take a knee, you know, in the game like we wanted to. We broke the huddle. You know, Seven came in with the play call, and it was one of those, like, he looking at you like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So you already know, like, all right, bad leverage, good leverage, no matter what, you know. Come full speed off the ball, do your job, man. Be physical at the top, you know, and just make a play.
From the Houston 29-yard line, C.J. Stroud, shotgun, Dare to his right, Dell in motion to the left. Crowd deafening. Here's the snap.
Wasn't thinking too much about the route. DB did. He had great leverage, actually, man. He was outside, but it is what it is. You know, just come off the ball, speed like I've been doing the entire game, you know, and try to move him off the spot.
DJ looking, firing right sideline, and Nico Collins with the catch. He gets the feet down for a first down at the 40. Checkmate.
7 foot, put it on the money, you know. That's what he does, you know. He's a playmaker, you know, so I wasn't expecting none less.
That'll do it. It is over. The Texans win on opening day, knocking off the Colts on the road, 29-27, 1-0, with the Bears up next on Sunday Night Football.
All right, hey, man, so proud of each and every man in this room, all right? We talked about starting fast, all right? You guys did that, but it's all about in this game, man, how you finish. And there was no better way to watch us finish that way. O-line, the way you control the line of scrimmage, heck of a job. That's what it looked like. And Joe, the way you ran the rock, man. Hey, we talked about 4.0 carry, right? Well, you guys went and did 5.6. Joe, what do you have, Joe? Man. 30 carries for 159 yards.
First day out, man. Hey, I just want to say first off, man, I appreciate y'all boys and how y'all came to work today. Like we said, man, in practice, I said, bro, the foundation is set. Foundation is set, bro. And we did everything that we needed to do to come out here and get the dub. Defense, y'all got that stop. Oh, we needed that first and we got it. Need to close that thing out. O-line, y'all boys went crazy. And we just got to keep on building each and every week, man. That's all it is to it, dog. That's all it is to it. Thank you, boy.
After the break, the third and final installment of Iron Sharpens Iron. We've been having a lot of fun putting together and showing you Iron Sharpens Iron since August, and here is the third installment of this latest episode.
One more game ball. This is Kyle step in. This is your first win as owner.
I couldn't be prouder of you guys coming in this house, making it go quiet, fourth quarter, getting that first down, O-line taking over like you did. Quarterback play was awesome. Congratulations, you guys.
Yes, sir.
What's up? Going into this year, I knew that all the eyes were going to be on me about how this offense rolls, but I don't think that's true. I think that there's so many leaders on this offense, and I honestly didn't say much because I didn't really have to. Joe and Steph and like Juice, like there's a ton of guys who were like, man, we got this. We just got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot. We'll roll. So, and I, of course, have some things to say as well. But when you have, leaders working together for a common cause, I think that's a recipe for success. All right, John.
Iron Sharpens Iron is brought to you by Houston Methodist, the official healthcare provider for the Houston Texans. Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Being a Texans fan means everything. We done came a long way, and now it's our time to shine.
Grew up with the Texans, to have this excitement behind us, so it's badass.
Let's go, baby. We got some good food. We got tailgate, and we got the Bears that we finna run over, baby. Let's get it.
Texas has the best fans in the world. We're gonna rep Houston to the day we die.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Second year tailgating, I'm pretty new to it, but we stepping it up. Family and camaraderie, man. We out here to have a good time. We're gonna show love, because we all here for the Texans, man. We all here for the Texans.
Just having that primetime game, on your home turf, home field advantage, man, it's no better feeling. Just the atmosphere and just leading into the game, pre-game, you can just feel the energy, from the fans. I feel like you want this opportunity, you want this pressure, I feel like that's when we shine the brightest. For us, man, just go out there and just be us and have fun. I feel like there's no bigger moment than this.
Fans getting ready to get into a frenzy here tonight at NRG Stadium. Wearing white, kickoff about to occur. Wristbands lit up. A beautiful sight.
It's that time, man. Prime time. It's hunting season, and we gotta hunt bears. We gotta hunt bears. Don't stop till a mother stop moving. Let's get it, man. Don't put it on tape. Let's go. 118. What's that?
CJ takes the snap, firing over the middle. Got a man across the 40. Nico Collins, Stroud to throw, and he passes right side. Stover, 45-40, right sideline, 35, and pushed out of bounds. Stroud in the gun on 2nd and 24. Here's the snap. CJ looking. CJ firing downfield. Hits Nico. 10, 5 to the end zone. Touchdown!
Let's go, man! Let's go!
Williams with 2 receivers left. Gets the snap. Here's the rush. Williams in trouble. Williams dancing. Williams trying to scramble out of it. And he's still on his feet. He's finally brought down. Derek Barnett. Here's the snap. Williams looking. Williams passing to his right. Has more. First down and more. 35-30 out of bounds. Inside the 30 at the 27-yard line as Stingley went over there to bring it out. Williams in the gun. Herbert in the backfield. 3rd and goal at the 2. Everybody bunched in tight here. Now orbit motion by Odunze, and now here's a handoff to Herbert. He dives in, running to the left. Touchdown Bears. CJ takes the snap, scrambles out to the right, surveying the field, throwing, and caught. Nico, one-handed grab, rolls out of bounds. Wow. At the 37-yard line of Chicago. Are you kidding? This will be his longest of the season if he makes it. Right hash mark, south end zone, uprights. He's got a lot of distance, and it's good! Fairbairn makes it 59 yards. And that's the half. The Texans hit the break, leading the Bears 16-10 Sunday Night Football. Handoff Swift trying to find some room on the left side. And he's brought down by Henry. Williams fakes the give, and he's sacked! Eaten alive by Will Anderson Jr. Back to pass, fires left sideline, and intercepted. Stingley's got it. Here's the snap. Here's the pass to Swift, and he's knocked down by Petrie. What a blast in the backfield. Caleb Williams gets the snap. Caleb Williams in trouble, and Danielle Hunter can't get him down. Williams escapes to the right, throws downfield, and intercepted by Lassiter.
Stingley, I see you, and I'll raise you one interception.
2nd and 10, Bears from their 47. Williams and Swift in the backfield. From the Chicago 47, we had movement from a Bear. Williams gets the snap. And here comes a sack by Danielle Hunter.
Way to get it done. It's hard to win in NFL. We know we got a lot of things to clean up, but it's good to learn on the win. Good to learn on the win. Let's go victory. Victory on the alpha. Ready?
Victory formation. It is over. The Texans have knocked off the Chicago Bears 19-13 to run their record to 2-0 and build a 2-game lead in the division with a matchup with 2-0 Minnesota on the road next week.
Congrats on the win, man. Yeah. Congrats on the win. It's hard to win. Hey, what I love most about it, right? We know that's not us, not clean. All right, too many penalties, a lot of things we can clean up, but it's much better to clean it up when you win. All right, so congrats to everybody in here, man. 2-0, right? 2-0. Let's keep stacking. A lot of work. All right, let's come back to work. We got a good team next week, man. Minnesota, we got to go to. Everybody, get your mind right. Let's come back ready to work. Getting better this week. Everybody with me? So congrats, man. Love the way you guys work right there. Defense, way to close it out. One. All right. Exciting one, huh? It's just about winning, right? 1 week at a time. They're not always going to be pretty, but you just have to find a way to win, and that's what I'm most proud about with our guys. Like, no matter what happened near the end, we found a way to win. With all the penalties, all of the negative plays, like, we were able to gut out a win, and that's what this league is about.
The Houston Texans have always been committed to doing great things in the community. And as part of that, the Huddle Against Hunger program recently started for the 2024-2025 season.
Guys, we're so excited to be here with you guys, man, to kick off this 5th season Huddle Against Hunger program presented by Kroger. Along with the Texans and Kroger, created this curriculum filled with activities, recipes, and more that is designed to create empathy and understanding around hunger and out. Here we go. For our grand finale, we're going to do the groceries for a year, give them a person.
That'll do it for this week's Texans Playbook. We thank you for watching, and we want you to check us out on YouTube, on HoustonTexans.com, and the Houston Texans mobile app. For Gardy Swengby and the rest of the crew putting this together, I'm Drew Dougherty, and we'll see you next time.